G'day, guys, and welcome back to ADOS the Great YouTube channel. So, guys, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you my round 5 tips for this weekend's AFL action. Before we do that, let's check out how I tipped in round 4. Now, in round 4, I got 4 tips out of 9. Shocking. Terrible round, especially since the week before that, I got 8 from 9. Pretty sure it was 8 from 9. Let's just double check. 8 from 9. So, yeah, so look, at the end of the day, it was crap. Like, I should have done better. Unfortunately, some of the teams that should have won didn't. So, yes, I'm very disappointed about last week's tips, but hopefully we can bounce back this week. But yeah, let's just go over the tips I selected and what the hell happened in those games. So I backed Melbourne against Port Adelaide. Melbourne got a decent win there. Didn't get my margin, but that's all good. Then I backed the Lions, who personally I think got a little bit robbed in that game. I think they should have beaten Geelong. So I don't know. I think it was a bit harsh. The umpiring was a bit harsh on Brisbane. Obviously Geelong's the umpire's favourite, so I'll leave it at that. We won't talk any more about that. North Melbourne actually played frightening. What's the word I'm looking for here? Frighteningly well. That is not the word, but we're going with it. Against who the hell was? Oh, obviously it's the Swans. Sorry. So the I can't speak. North Melbourne played very well. There we go, against the Sydney Swans, but just couldn't hold them off there. So the Swans got a lucky win. So I'll take that because I needed it for my tipping. Next up, I took the Magpies against my Eagles. Shouldn't have done that, but in my defence, West Coast still had players out. Collingwood were on a bit of a roll, and West Coast just hammered them at Marvel. So huge win there for the Eagles. I think that will do a hell of a lot for their confidence going forward. They have lost Nick Naitanui for a good part of the season, but they do bring back a few key players this week as well. Next up, I got the Bulldogs wrong against Richmond. Look, I don't know what's going on with the Bulldogs. They've been just terrible this season, and Richmond, they were. And personally, I think Richmond weren't that good against the Doggies. I think the Doggies were just terrible. But yeah, that's my take. Look, another bad tip, I guess. That's just how last week was. All right, so then we got Freo against the Giants. Good win for Fremantle. You know that they outplayed GWS, and the Giants look a little bit disappointing to me this year. They've had a few decent wins, but all in all, I don't know. I've been disappointed with how the Giants have been playing. Marvel Stadium, Essendon got their first win of the season, getting a good win, well, a close win over the Adelaide Crows, who Adelaide have actually been quite surprising this year. I don't know what's happening, but they seem to have a bit of a kick up the ass. They're sitting 12th, so yeah, look, I think Adelaide could surprise a few people and beat a couple of the decent teams when they're playing at home. All right, next up we've got Hawthorn against St Kilda. I backed the Hawks here. I thought at the MCG, Hawthorn will be way too good. I was completely wrong in that one. St Kilda absolutely destroyed them. So I'll take another L for that one. That was a shocker. And then last but not least, the Gold Coast Suns put on this amazing performance against the Carlton Blues. 30-point win. That was huge. Paddy Cripps was a big loss for the Blues, but at the same time, they still had the clientele there that they should have beaten the Suns. They didn't. And yeah, shout out to the Suns for capitalising on it. They played very well. All right, though, let's go over and do my tips for round 5. Starting off with the Thursday night game, the Brisbane Lions taking on the Collingwood Magpies. I got the Lions winning this one. I think they're going to win it fairly easily. We'll go 21 points in that one. Hopefully, I'll hit the nail on the head there because I need to get my margin a bit better. Next up, we've got North Melbourne against the Western Bulldogs. I don't see a world where the Bulldogs lose this one, but at the same time, like North Melbourne were pretty good against Sydney, so you never really know. But I'm going to back the Bulldogs. I don't see them losing this game. If I'm wrong, I'm I don't know. I'll be speechless. I'm telling you that right now. Next up, we have West Coast against Sydney. Look, personally, I think the West Coast Eagles can win this game. I really do. Look, Nick Naitanui is a big out, but they do welcome back some players. I'm pretty sure Kelly's back. And there's a couple of others that are returning. So I do think West Coast have what it takes to win this one. But I think after a bit of a disappointing game last week, Sydney will want to bounce back strong. As an Eagles fan, though, I think I've probably taken the wrong tip here because at home, West Coast will probably get the job done. But I'm not going with my heart. I'm going with my gut for this one. I want to get this tip right. I'm tipping the Swans. I think they'll win this one. Next up, we've got the Saints against the Suns. All right, had the Saints not played the way they did last week, they were very clinical against the Hawks. I probably would be 50-50 on this one. I'd say this could go either way because the Suns were very good against the Blues as well. But I can't go past St Kilda. I honestly can't. St Kilda, for me, I think that they'll rip the Suns apart. Hope it's not the case because I do like Gold Coast, but yeah, I don't see them getting the win there. The Suns in that one. Next up, at Adelaide Oval, I'm going to do what a lot of people won't. I'm taking the Crows in an upset. Upset of the round here. I'm taking the Adelaide Crows to beat Richmond. It's probably a bold prediction. But hey, at the end of the day, you never know. Could happen. I think Adelaide have what it takes to beat the Tigers. And, you know, the Tigers were very good against the Bulldogs. But personally, at home, Adelaide have been surprisingly good. So I'm going to back Adelaide here. Could be a terrible take, and we might be looking back on this next week thinking, what the hell have I done? But I think Adelaide get this one done. I really do. Next up, we've got the D's against the Giants. I'm moving on. That one's an easy tip. This one, I think people are underestimating Port Adelaide here. You know, 17%, that's a lot. Especially, I don't know where Cripps is at with his injury. I don't know if he's returning. If he's not, I think it should be a lot closer than this. I'm going to take the home team just because Port Adelaide have been playing pretty bad. Actually, do I take that? I'm going to take the home team. I am going to take the home team. Port Adelaide have been playing pretty bad. And I don't know. I think Carlton are a better team. I think at this point of time, unless Port Adelaide pull off a win here, I think Carlton are the better team this year. I honestly do. It's early in the season, and you never know. There's always going to be, you know, teams that start really well then fall off, and then teams that start poorly and fall off. But I'm going to back the Blues, but I'm not confident. Next up, we have Freo against Essendon. All right, this one could be a surprising one, I think, because Freo are not the favourites. So that's a bit of a shock because personally, I think Fremantle are playing better football. But at Marvel, we might see Essendon win this one. I don't know. I'm going to go against my gut here. Probably shouldn't. I'm going to go against my gut. My gut saying tip Essendon. But Essendon weren't flash against Adelaide. Who'd they play before that? That was last week. They played Melbourne before that. They've competed in pretty much every game they've played except for round 1. Oh, 5. All right. I'm going to take Fremantle in this one. I think Freo will win this one. It could be a bad take again, but I'm going the upset here. I'm tipping Freo. Then finally, I think it'll be the Cats demolition derby over the Hawks, unless the Hawks turn it up, but I doubt it. So Cats get the last tip for me. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think I've hit the nail on the head here, or am I way off with these tips? Let me know in the comments, guys. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.